going to go to order, and I'm going to, hello.
Oh, sorry, Hannah.
Oh, hi, Hannah, I'll add you too here. All right, I've got to make note of who all's in here, but I also need to do a roll call of our voting board members. And we've got, let me start with Amanda Kress, just if you're here, say here.
Here.
Sue Clark.
Here.
Greg Bakies.
Here.
John Eckel. Wendy Headley.
Here.
Okay, and if John joins us, I'll add him in. First thing on our agenda is the approval of the minutes for the February 24th, 2020 meeting. If I could get, I guess what I generally ask is if there are any revisions or discussion. If there aren't, the minutes will be approved by unanimous consent. So is there any discussion or revisions? Okay, hearing none, I'm going to assume they are approved by unanimous consent. Did I hear someone else come in? No? Okay. All right. The next thing is amendments to the Revolving Loan Fund Policy and Procedures Manual. And you all received a PDF of that. Amendments are found on page 2, and I've added in language. It talks about the finance director of the city and the grants administrator of the city. And I've added in a sentence to say, as a result, at least one of the aforementioned individuals or a city-appointed designee must be in attendance when board action is taken. And in parentheses, it says public meetings. So that's page 2. On page 5, I've added in, because we follow federal compliance too, I've added the citation to CFR 570.611. And then on page 6, if you all will remember, it's been maybe 2 or 3 months ago at one of our prior meetings, I had indicated the issue of aggregating the jobs and the difficult position it puts me in when I'm trying to do the aggregation. And I'm asking that we push our $50,000 per job created back down to $35,000, which is pretty much the norm of what most communities are doing. It will just make it much easier for us to track and be compliant. So those were the 3.
I don't understand why it will make it easier to track it from 5 to 35 to 50.
Because, Sue, at a point when you've loaned so much out in a funding year, you can't loan any more out then, because you bump up it and you're not compliant.
So the purpose of this is to allow more loans?
It allows more loans, that's correct. It does, but it also keeps us compliant. What will happen is when I hit that point, if we keep it at 50, then I will come back to the board and say we can't loan any more money out in this funding year. With the $35,000 limit, I never will have to do that.
Okay.
So I guess I'm looking if there is a motion.
Well, here's my concern about that, is that you lower it and we have a very low unemployment now, we're begging to hire people. It's going to make it harder to borrow over $100,000 and have to hire more than 3 people. It's becoming harder for them to be compliant.
And I understand that. Yes, I understand that. But please understand, on the city side of things, when it hits that number, we won't be able to loan any more out in the funding year if we're staying at 50.
And then we need to give them the 3 full years of meeting the job requirement.
And they still would. So it'd be $35,000 per job created. So it won't cap them at what they are loaned to. It caps them at the jobs created. So it'd be 35,000 is one job. And then up to 70,000 is gonna be two jobs, you know,
Right,
and
I
so forth.
understand that, but I'm telling you that in the economy that we had a month ago, creating jobs, creating jobs, filling them is difficult.
Yes, that's
So
true.
what we're doing is limiting, if someone is really honest with themselves, they know that they can't create three jobs, but it's all right, I'm expressing my concern about what I've seen over the past 2 years.
And I hear you. It's not something I mean, what I'm saying is if we keep it as it is at 50, there will come a point the city will have to say for us to be compliant, then you'll have to go below 50. You'll have to go back down to 35. It'll be a forced issue.
Okay.
So, okay, any motions?
I'll move to, accept the amendment as detailed in your.
Do I have a second? Sue? Okay. Was that Sue Clark?
Yes,
We had Greg Bakies for the motion, Sue Clark for the second. And then, any further discussion? Okay, I'll have to do a roll call since we're doing this electronically. Amanda Kress, aye or nay?
aye.
Sue Clark, aye or nay?
Aye.
Greg Bakies, aye or nay?
Aye.
John Eckel, I don't believe has joined us.
Yeah, I'm on.
Oh, you're on, okay, thank you, John. Are you an aye or nay?
That's fine.
So an aye.
I'm aye, this is Anna.
Hannah, you're not a voting board member, I'm sorry. Wendy Headley, but I appreciate it. Wendy Headley, aye? Okay, thanks. So, from what I understand, we're all in, it's a unanimous approval. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into executive session so we can talk freely about the 4 applications. And I would, because of the fact that we're discussing people's fiscal information, personal, whether they are delinquent on taxes, those sorts of things, I would need a motion so we could go into executive session. And at that point, we'll still be on the call, but Brian is stopping the recording.
There's 5 applications.
Yes, there are. I'm sorry.
I make a motion to move to executive session.
And that sounded like Amanda Kress. Is it correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try.
And John's going to second. Okay, let me do roll call. Amanda Kress,
Yes.
Sue Clark,
Yes,
Greg Bakies,
Yeah.
John Eckel.
Yeah.
Wendy Headley.
yes.
Okay, unanimously, we have determined to go into executive session, and Brian has stopped the recording.